Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Congratulations, class of 2020. And welcome to the graduation 2020, class of 2020, however you want to say it, Real Film Nerds Podcast, where Mike and I... Mike, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
There he is. Mysterious Mike Talent. Talk about one of our favorite graduation movies ever from when we graduated from high school. American Pie. Real Film Nerds, episode 170. Now, Mike.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, where is it? I lost it. Damn it. I lost it. This is going to be funny, too. I lost it. Oh, no. Okay, Mike, here you go. Here's my question. It's like banging a tennis ball against a brick wall, which can be fun. It can be fun, but it's not a game. It's not a game. What you want is a partner to return the ball. Mike, do you want a partner?
Oh, yes, I want a partner.
Yeah, that's one of Eugene Levy's quotes from American Pie, the original, and I totally screwed it up. But anyways, so Mike, this is your pick. This is one of your favorite movies of all time.
Oh, this one's up there, man. This is one of my favorite comedies.
We can just say it right now. 5 reels.
I don't know about 5 reels. You know how harsh I am. But Matt, you know what I really need to ask you is McDonald's or homemade?
Personally, depends. If I'm on a rush and there's not too long of a line at the drive-thru, I'm going to hit up McDonald's. You know, if I'm out on the road or something. But if I had got the time to wait, I definitely want the homemade, you know, because it's bigger. You know, you can make the crust exactly how you want it. The filling can be either piping hot and like burn a little.
Nice. If anybody doesn't get that, that's a reference to apple pie in American Pie, which is described of what it's like being with a woman. So
it's a little bit more than
from
that. It's third base.
Male side.
Third base, Mike. Third base.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, all right, third base.
That's what he's asking about. Remember,
okay.
He's like,
yeah.
The dog ears, and they're like, they're like, Kevin, you're stuck on third base, and they're all making fun of him and laughing, and then they get outside, like it's just like a split cut, real quick, and they get outside, and Jim's like, what is third base? What does it feel like? And that's when they say the worn apple pie, and then Jim asks, you know, McDonald's or homemade.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great line.
All right, Mike, let's jump in. We're already reminiscing, and we haven't even done the rundown. So, Mike, go ahead. Give us the rundown for 1999's original American Pie.
All right. So this was directed by Paul Weitz, written by Adam Hertz, starring Jason Biggs, Chris Klein, Thomas Ian Nicholas, Shannon Elizabeth, Natasha Lennon, Tara Reid, Sean William Scott, Eddie K. Thomas, and it's about 4 teenage boys enter a pact to lose their virginity by prom night.
So we got the rundown out of the way. Now let me ask the most important question of this podcast. Mike, which character are you in American Pie?
Oh, I don't know. I'm probably Jason Biggs.
Yeah, Jason Biggs. You like them tube socks?
Or Jim Livenstein is his character. Yeah, Livenstein.
All right, so you're a big fan of the tube socks?
Yeah, man. Yeah. The scrambled porn on TV, you know.
Hey, that's honestly how it was though back then. I remember doing that a few times.
That's how it was, yep.
And it's just like that. You're like, oh, I think I saw a tit. Yep, that's a tit. It was totally like that. You know, Mike, I would like to say I'm like the cool man, that I'm like, you know, Chris Klein's Oz, but we both know I am not Oz. I am clearly the Shermanator.
What, you think you're the Shermanator? You have a mission sent back in time to terminate people or whatever?
to change one woman's life forever. No, I don't know who the hell I am. I mean, I guess probably back then in high school, I was maybe like closest to Kevin because, I had a long-term relationship, but so did you at that point too. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. When you're trying to fit the molds, it's like, yeah, I kind of like Paul Finch, Shitbreak.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, he was kind of an outsider, like, a lot, and just did things differently.
You were not an outsider, Mike.
I was not an outsider. No. I was a floater.
Maybe I was more like Stifler without the money or athletic prowess. I was just the jerk.
Man, I don't know. You weren't? Were you hosting parties and propositioning young women all the time?
No, not really. Shit. See, neither of us fit any of these molds. That was a terrible question to start out the podcast. Oh, well, I tried.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah. That was a good question. I didn't even think about asking that.
I don't know. I think probably I'm probably a mixture, much like yourself, probably like instead of Jim and like Shitbreak, I'm probably like Shitbreak and Kevin. The dude that's like,
all right, yeah.
But Kevin is like the character I hated like the most in that out of the four, because he was just like, not to make it sound bad, but like the whole time his whole thing is he doesn't want to say he loves her, and then he finally hooks up with her, and then he says he loves her. It's like, dude, come on, that's just.
He was kind of whiny. I don't know.
Exactly.
He's sensitive, Matt. He's sensitive.
No, he was not sensitive. He was whiny as hell. I want to wait till she hops on top of me before I say I love her. It's like, dude, clearly he didn't read that manual, the sex manual that his brother left him, because that was probably the first thing: is tell her you love her, and she will immediately jump on you.
Yes, the old playbook.
Who was the actor that played his brother? Because he looked familiar.
Oh, that's Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck's little brother.
Yep, that's why. I knew. I was like, dude, that he. Yeah,
and he's big now.
Yeah,
he's a lot more of a star. Yeah.
Well, all right. So, Mike, there, I guess, is our first impressions of American Pie. Although it's not really our first. I mean, it's what, your 762nd impression or so. I mean, I know you watch this three or four times a year. So.
Yeah, no, I've seen this movie quite a bit. This was a fun one. I don't know, this, like Matt said, this came out right when we were, this came out right during our senior year, I believe, or right before starting our senior year. So it was like our movie. We identified a lot with the characters. There's cool, like rock music in it. There's some Blink-182. It was like very timely.
And Blink-182's in the movie.
They are.
Yeah.
But it was fun. The internet, like, webcam stuff, like, I think that was really before a lot of people knew much about the internet, but not me and Matt. We knew about the internet. We'd been playing on the internet for a while.
Yeah, we've been doing online gaming, 4 years by then? Because we started at middle school, maybe even 5. Yeah. But we never did the broadcasting stuff or the webcam stuff or anything like that. That was... now,
webcams were expensive.
Yeah. And now, like, everything is like Twitch and YouTube Live and Facebook Live and all that stuff. It's crazy. It's pretty nuts.
But we didn't have the bandwidth, man. Remember, 28.8 just doesn't do good streaming.
Well, and if you take a look, when if you stop it and pause it, it tells you how big the screen is they're looking at. It's like 320 pixels by like 200 or something. It's like not even like a thumbnail, It's so small. But... that's one thing I want to get into. I don't want to talk too crazy about, but we were talking a little bit on the Facebook's messengers before I hopped on here. There's no way in hell this movie would be made today. If it was, it would not be kept like this. Because think about it. Something like that, streaming someone in your room completely naked, undressed, doing something like that across the internet. I mean, that would be a felony today.
Yeah, it's with all the laws and things, it'd be like revenge porn, kind of. I mean, not. It would probably fall under that. And some of the laws are pretty strict with that stuff. And like, Matt, speaking of this weird kind of stuff, it's like kids nowadays have cell phones. Yeah, whatever. But they often do things that kids would do, like sending pictures of genitalia back and forth. Well, now it's child porn.
Right. It's exactly. And that's where I was going to go with the broadcasting as well. If she wasn't 18, that's an even bigger crime, doing the live broadcasting, let alone sharing it with everyone in town. But yeah, there's been lots of people that have been nailed with that distributing minor pornographic material or something by sexting, and they're not 18.
Yeah. No, it's a weird... We live in a weird time with things because, kids will be kids, and, we never did anything bad.
Oh, never.
Matt would see me winking if he looked up.
Of course. I'm looking at you wink both eyes as hard as possible. I believe that's called blinking.
But it's just different times. Everything's so digital and everything's so uploaded and transparent and saved. It's a little scary. There's a record of everything you do now.
Exactly. We have to thank our lucky stars that we're not coming up right now, because I'm pretty sure at least one of us in our group would be not just in jail, but prison for the rest of their lives for some of the stuff we pulled and never got caught. I'm sure at least someone would be. If we had cell phones with cameras on them, it would have been very bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been bad.
I'm not saying any names. Joey. It's fun too as he listens to the podcast.
He does.
Yeah.
He does listen to the podcast.
Dude, I had some fun with that guy, man. Real fun. The kidnapper.
We did.
I'll never forget the kidnapper.
No, man. So, it's hard for us to talk about this movie because we're so biased. So, but if you haven't seen this movie, it's a little bit, it's slapsticky, it's ridiculous, but it's still fun. I don't know. I feel like it's fun. And Matt's right, though. Absolutely, it would not get made today, at least as its current form.
No, it's too slapsticky. It's too raunchy. It's too not PC. It's too racist at times. It did give us, granted, it's probably been around for a while, but it brought it to the mainstream. The terminology of MILF. We were blessed with that term thanks to this film.
Yes. Yeah, no, I looked up Matt for trivia. I looked that up, and, my recollection was this was the first time I ever heard it, so I thought this was the origin of the term. But lo and behold, it was actually used on the internet, services which is still around today. It's called Usenet, and it's where a lot of illicit trading of bad things, it still goes on. So, videos and porn and probably credit cards and all kinds of stuff. It might be part of what a lot of people call the dark net or dark web now. So that's still around. And but yeah, this really popularized the term. Like after that, everyone knew. Like I feel like after this came out, everyone knew that term, and now it's like just common knowledge.
That ending scene, well, not ending, but towards the end scene, when Finch finally hooks up with Stifler's mom, the song they're playing is Mrs. Robinson. I never realized it was Mrs. Robinson's. I was like, they nailed it. They nailed the soundtrack on this one too.
Oh yeah, man, they did, because that's like what they played in the movie with what's his face? Oh man, now I'm blanking.
That cuts it
Rain
down.
Man.
Tom Cruise?
No. Well, yeah, Tom Cruise is in it, but anyway, forget it. It's good.
Well, look it up. You got your internets in front of you.
I do.
Is it?
Oh man,
what is it? The Graduate?
Yeah, The Graduate.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yep. See, I thought you were
older.
That's where you're going.
Older woman. Yeah. Anyway, so this movie was just, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, it would never get made today, man. It's streaming on HBO currently. In fact, a lot of American Pie movies are.
3 out of the 4: American Pie 2, American Wedding, but not Reunion, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Of the main cast. I never knew this. There's so many others. There's
some,
many
like,
others. There's like Beta House.
Like direct to, I don't even know. I guess video on demand. I would say direct to tape, but we don't have that anymore.
We don't do that,
They used to do that.
Direct to VHS, yeah. All right, Mike. So talking about something that we partake in never in high school, we waited until we were the ripe old age of 21. Right, Mike? Because we're not lawbreakers on this podcast. We are good adults.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah, didn't start until 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah, Matt. What are you drinking?
Well, Mike, I've been trying to hunt this down, and it was on sale at Fry's the other day, so I could not resist. I picked up a 15-pack. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. It is a little beer called Guilt Lifter, not Kilt, Guilt Lifter. It is Four Peaks Scottish style light ale. It is their light alternative to Kilt Lifter. I'm holding it up to prove it to Mike. Look at that.
Oh man. Oh, okay. All right. So it's less calories, but it is all the punch.
Yeah, it's 99 calories. It tastes like a Kilt Lifter, but it doesn't quite have the same bite as like a Kilt Lifter. And I'm not even talking about the alcohol. I'm talking about like that distinctive Kilt Lifter taste. It's still there. It's just not quite as much. It's much, much lighter.
Okay. All right,
Mike. So how's your IPA doing today?
All right, Matt. My IPA is a new one that I found. It's by Lagunitas. It's called Hazy Memory IPA, and it is a what do they call it? A hazy IPA. It's kind of juicy. It's different. It's good.
Well, everybody loves a good Lagunitas. I just love it, not their IPAs.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, well, since we're already spoiling the hell of this movie, it is a 21-year-old film. I figured no big deal on spoiling it pretty much almost right off the bat. Mike, let me go ahead and ask, how does one of our most beloved films from our youth, American Pie, relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh, Matt. Well, thanks for asking. So I was getting a little worried. I went through a lot of the cast, and it's like, none of these people have been in anything that's MCU. But I did find in the sound department, Dan O'Connell worked on Avengers Endgame in the sound department.
Nice. I think they need to have Stifler in the background just for the hell of it. Like, he would fit perfectly in like a Guardians movie. Just have like the Guardians randomly show up to like one of Stifler's parties.
He'd be good in some Guardians movie, like Guardians 3.
Yeah. What's his name? Seann William Scott.
Yeah.
Seann William Scott.
He did like what? He did like the Monk movie. He did it like an action movie or a couple.
Yeah, he's a hilarious guy. He does all right.
He did unfortunately he's kind of typecast as Stifler. But he did this movie with The Rock that I loved, The Rundown.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun movie.
Yeah. So, that was before The Rock was The Rock.
I personally liked him in Role Models. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Oh, Role Models was fun.
His obsession with Kiss.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I mean, he wasn't even really Stifler then, but I could see the Stifler coming out. I mean, that's just how he is, so.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. Matt, I guess since we're talking about him, this was Seann William Scott's debut, feature film debut.
Nice.
American Pie, and he was paid, Matt, this is fun. He was paid $8,000.
Wow, that's pretty light.
Yeah.
It was real light.
Yeah, he pretty much worked for free.
Yeah. Dude, he did a good job though for being his first film. I think was pretty hilarious. He's one of the shining moments in the film that's not one of the major four, you know.
Yeah, he's a great side character, and he's just ridiculous, but it was awesome. Like it worked really well in the story.
Oh yeah, especially some of the payback, some of the just one-liners he has are very funny.
Yeah, the gross scenes that he tends to be in these movies are awesome.
They only get worse too. You think it's pretty bad in this one, and then it only gets worse. Like American Pie 2, like it's so bad.
He gets peed on. He has like a golden shower. Oh, it's good stuff.
While he's like making out with someone, right? Or trying to hook up with
yeah. Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's underneath the balcony and Joe Chow's character, the MILF guy, one of the MILF guys, ends up peeing on his head.
It's so bad. So bad. One of my favorites, who had a heck of a career after this, and still does to this day. He's in one of, I haven't watched it, but everyone is just raving about it. I've watched a little bit of the first season. Schitt's Creek is Eugene Levy. I really like Eugene Levy, and he was well known before this. Like he was in stuff like Dragnet, and I think he was on Saturday Night Live too, and things like that. But he didn't really like kind of explode until after American Pie, and he was just a riot in American Pie.
Yeah, no, he was funny. The awkward conversations. I mean, those are gold, man. I think a lot of that's improvised. It was awesome.
Like one of my favorite is when he's sitting there going over the porn mags with Jim on his bed, and he's like, perfect 10, and then he's like Hustler, and this one they more focus on the pubic region, and then he picks up the next one, and he's like, now Shaved, I'm not familiar with this one, and then he opens up and he's like, kind of looks like an aquatic plant of some kind, doesn't it? I was just like, oh my God. and how straight he says it, just the way he delivers it is just so funny.
Yeah, I think you can see Jason Biggs' character just almost lose it during the scene, like there, like, and I think it made it into the movie because it was okay that he didn't quite lose it, but he was just about to lose it.
Another person whose career really took off after this was Natasha Lyonne, Jessica. She was just a side character. She was Tara Reid's friend, but she had Orange is the New Black. She was a major role in that. And then
yeah, she was
Russian Dolls on Netflix. She leads that show, and that show is fantastic.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
she also, between American Pie and a bunch of those shows, also got in a lot of trouble, did a lot of drugs, and went to rehab quite a few times too. So that changed some of her outlook on life, but she still kind of feels like the same character, the same actor in those later projects. So
yeah, nice. Matt, I think I'm just going to throw out some more trivia because this is just fun. So when they were trying to get this movie made, the screenwriter Adam Hertz titled it "Untitled Teenage Sex Comedy that can be made for under $10 million, which studio readers will likely hate, but I think you will love."
That's a long title.
Yeah, I think you got to get their attention, man.
It nailed it. Tara Reid, man, she was good in this film, and then she just became friends with Paris Hilton, and that was like the end of her career.
Well, she was in Van Wilder, and then that was the end.
Yeah, she was in Van Wilder, and that was like around this time period.
It was around this time period. She did the other American Pies, and then she didn't do that much. She's in the Sharknado.
Well, I mean, that's a quality flick. I'm sure you have all those on Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray.
But like Allison Hannigan, she went on to do all kinds of stuff, like How You Met Your Mother, and like she's huge. And she was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah. Her career really, really took off too. People like Chris Klein, his didn't do like great. I mean, I don't recognize him going on into anything really huge after this. You know, I mean, he was in We Were Soldiers. I remember that. And he was
that was good. He did well.
Just Friends, but you know, I don't remember him becoming this huge breakout star like a lot of these other people did. Oh, you know another one that Tara Reid did before this movie? Big Lebowski.
What's that? Oh yeah, but she was barely in it.
Yeah,
you know, she's a blip. She's the kidnapped.
Yeah. But that's funny because she's supposed to be playing the wife of a billionaire in the Big Lebowski, and in this, she's a senior in high school. It just shows you how young she was. And I don't know if all of them, but the majority of the actors in this were over 18 by quite a bit. They were in their early 20s, most of them.
Yeah, I think Allison Hannigan was the oldest. I think she was 24 or something.
All right, Mike, so you got more trivia?
Well, those I think were my fun ones that I read. I enjoyed the title of the movie quite a bit, and I like the Seann William Scott stuff. So, I don't know. I think that's all I got right now.
All right. Well, so should we just get back to like more, instead of reminiscing about it, just talking about the movie itself? Like, I thought the acting was decent, pretty good. Some people were better than others, obviously. A lot of people, this was their breakout roles, their first roles. The shooting is fine. The scenes are fine. They're, nothing fancy, but I mean, it is a comedy, and I think they're successful at it. Here's an important one. The prom scene. Mike, at prom, did you prefer having a DJ, or do you think a band would have been better?
I think a DJ is more realistic.
Because that's what happened with us, yeah. But if you had a choice, I mean, Mike, which would you want? I would rather have a band.
I feel like, yes, I would rather have a band, but I feel like everyone I've ever talked to about this particular subject, I'm like, if you went to your prom, wherever you lived, did you have a DJ or did you have a band? They're like, yeah, we had a DJ. There just aren't that many. It's not like the movies.
Yeah, I think they just don't. Honestly, it's probably a cost thing, and kids want to hear the popular music that's going on right there, and then. I mean, I have songs stuck in my head that I will never be able to get out, thanks to the late '90s. Things like Blue, Barbie Girl, Tootsie Roll,
Cotton Eye
Joe. Yeah, that will forever be in my head, forever. All right, Mike. Well, what else do you want to talk about American Pie here?
You're right. I think one of the things I liked about this movie, besides the comedy and kind of the just ridiculousness of it, the characters seemed like they could be real. Like, as we were in high school and we seemed like, we would do things like this and say things like this. This seemed like real characters. And then I also really love the soundtrack in this movie. It just fit really well. And I remember just thinking like, yeah, this movie's cool. Like, I don't know. I think that's why I like this movie.
Oh, there's many reasons why I like this movie. The story's great. The characters are very likable and very realistic, especially when we saw this movie at that time. The soundtrack was exactly what we were listening to, for the most part. I mean, I didn't listen to Blink-182 religiously, but everybody was listening to Blink-182 back then, just to name one of them.
Yeah, I went and saw them in 2000. And I was sad and happy at the same time. Sad because it was my first Blink-182 show, but happy because the ratio of women to men was insane. It was like 8-1.
Wow.
I was like, man, I should have been going to more Blink-182 shows. These heavy metal ones just don't draw the women.
That's very different than your typical everyday Slayer concert you like to go to, right, Mike?
Yeah, man. It was at Mesa Amphitheater. It was awesome.
Oh, God, I loved Mesa Amphitheater. That was like one of my favorite places to see shows. I haven't seen a show there in forever. Oh, speaking of shows, Rage Against the Machine has been rescheduled for June 7th.
Dude, that's not that far away.
No, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the Rona. And I don't care. I'm going to rock out to the Rage. It's going to be fucking worth it.
Dude, you gotta tell me how this is gonna work out, man. Like, do they have a protocol yet? Holy crap.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm going. It's Rage. It's Rage and the reunion tour, and I was supposed to see them in March. I don't give a shit. I'm going. I don't care.
All right, man. Dude, Rage is awesome. I'm so glad we saw him when we did in high school. Man, that was awesome.
Just do me a favor, Mike. If I die from the Rona, be like, at my funeral, be like, he died happy. He got to see Rage. It was worth it.
Oh, man. That was such a fun concert.
And then, sprinkle my ashes on Skywalker Ranch.
All right.
I had to pull some strings on the last one, though. I mean, George and I aren't quite, tight enough yet. Or at all.
Yeah. I got you.
All right, Mike. So to pull us out of the darkness of my ultimate demise, thanks to Rage and the Rona, anything else you want to add, or should we go ahead and get some ratings there, dude?
I mean, I guess this goes without saying. We think you should watch this movie. It's fun. It's ridiculous. It is not PC. So if you're looking for a movie that's not PC, this is the one. Go watch it.
Definitely. Perfect. Raunchy comedy, hilarious, fun, not PC, racist, dark at times, especially when, band girl starts getting wild towards the end. Yeah. Takes a dark turn sometimes. Real dark turn. Say my name. I remember talking about that in school. It's just like, wow. Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was, yeah.
All right, Mike, how many reels?
All right, I'm going to give this one 4.5 reels.
Thank God for last week, Mike. Thank God for last week, because if we did this last week, it would have been 6 in a row. Because I give it 4.5 reels. And at least 2 of those 4.5 reels is just like pure nostalgia. Because I just love this movie. It's raunchy. It's horrible. I love it.
I think if I didn't have such a love for this movie, I would still give it 3.5 to 4 reels. So just because it is fun and stuff. I don't know. I guess the humor. I enjoy the humor in this, even though some of it's toilet humor, literally, and I loved it.
Or pie humor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's good. I'll fine. Since you're going to do that, I'll do this. If I take out the nostalgia factor, I would probably give it a 3.5. So I drop it a reel. Nostalgia adds at least a reel. So yeah, that sounds about right. It's good. I don't know. I like it. It's fun. And it introduced me to Shannon Elizabeth. And I mean, God, beautiful. She's beautiful.
Shannon Elizabeth.
And then she was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That was fun. I like that movie. So speaking about other movies, Mike, it's your pick. It's your turn. What are we going to talk about next week? Well, yeah. I mean, no, hold on. I did American Pie. You did American Pie, right? Oh, shit. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn, dude.
Oh, hell. I didn't think of a movie. All right. We need to talk this out. We could do.
Do you want to do
one of two?
One of the new Thor movie?
That's what I was thinking.
Extinction?
Yeah, I was thinking either that or we roll back the clock and we go back in time. And we do Back to the Future. I think let's do Thor. Because we haven't done a lot of streaming movies, especially new ones, and it is a new one.
Chris Hemsworth new movie, Extinction. We just call him Thor.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got a lot of buzz when it first dropped on Netflix. Not as much as Tiger King. F. Carol Baskins. Like what everybody keeps saying. But let's do it. Let's do Thor's new movie, Extinction, on the old Netflix. Sound good, Mike?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right. Next week, Extinction. Real Film Nerds, episode number 171. It'll be fun. It'll be good. All right.
Yeah.
So, Mike, go check on your young child, Flinathy.
Okay. I will.
And I don't think I have anything else to add to the podcast other than, American Pie was probably perfect to review right now. It's fun. It's hilarious. It'll take you away from the madness that's going on outside.
Yes, that's true. And, in honor of our graduates, our tassels are off for you. Wait, is that right?
Off?
What are the... Or no, slid to the... What side do you
go
to?
From one side of the cap to the other. And now
okay.
Here we go. Our graduates hopefully know this. Let's see if Mike knows this. Mike, what is the graduation cap called?
I don't know, man. I can't remember.
It's a mortarboard. Not motorboat. Not,
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, did you just say motorboat?
No!
You motorboat, son of a bitch.
There you go. There's some American Pie humor. All right. Well, that's it.
That might be my favorite comedy ever. I really loved Old School. We should do that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We'll do that one. We just got to get our list, man. I mean, we still haven't done requests in a while, and we have some in there too. So now's the time to capitalize. But I think Thor's Extinction or Extraction or whatever Thor's new movie on Netflix.
I think it's called Extinction, right? Or is it? It's not Extraction, is it?
I don't have Netflix pulled up.
Chris Hemsworth new movie. I think it's Extinction.
Hold on. Nope, I don't have Netflix on my browser here. I'm gonna have to hit.
Oh no! Hold on. I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it silently.
Extraction. See, I got it right. It's Extraction.
Oh man, my bad.
It's okay. It's close enough. So all right, next week, Extraction, starring Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, that's all I got. Mike, do your thing.
All right. Thanks for everybody listening, and catch us on the next pod, and make sure to follow us on all the socials. And congrats again to the new graduates. Sorry this is so odd.
Yeah, congrats, class of 2020. And subscribe.
Exactly.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
Good morning, Matt. Jake 99.1. Who's this?
I have no idea who this is. Who's this?
You called me. Who's this?
I called you. Wait, hold on. Domino's? Domino's Pizza?
It's got to be a film nerd.
It's always a film nerd. How are you doing this morning, Lisa?
I'm great, Matt Hinshaw. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Surviving. Hanging in there.
Just surviving, huh?
Yeah, well, I need some new movies to come out.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to say, I would think that you'd be in heaven right now with all the time in the world to watch whatever you wanted.
There's plenty out there. There's plenty, but I'd like some new stuff, you know? There was a lot of good stuff that was supposed to come out this summer. And, summer starts in April now, so
right.
We're already missing so many great things, from Marvel and just... anyways, we'll get them eventually.
We'll get them eventually. Don't let it get you down, Matt. Tell me what you saw over the weekend.
So we decided, my co-host Mike and I decided to celebrate a little bit with the graduates of 2020. So we went back to 1999 and watched a raunchy comedy that was our senior year in high school that really hit home for us. It's called American Pie.
American Pie. How did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah, well, it's a good one. It's a fun one. It's extremely, extremely raunchy. It's slapsticky, but it's fun. The characters are so relatable. The story is really, really well written. The cinematography is, it is what it is. It's a comedy.
Right.
But it's just always been near and dear to our hearts, and we decided, to show our love for, class of 2020 that's not able to go and graduate. They got to do it all from home. That this is our way of showing our little bit of support.
I love it. How many reels you give it?
Like I said, I love this movie. So does my co-host. It's very nostalgic for us. I give it 4.5. It probably does not deserve that much. Yeah, but we love that movie.
Right. I wonder if it's as relatable today as it was back then.
I'll put it this way.
No.
No.
One of the topics we talked about is that it could not be made today because of some of the jokes and some of the things they do. And I mean, some of the stuff is just flat out felonies now. So
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point. Okay, what else did you watch?
nothing. That was it. I
was
kept
it.
it to one. I kept it short and sweet just for you because I know we were running out of time last week. So
Well, you're awesome. I love it so much. And do you have any plans on what you're going to watch this coming week?
yeah, we're gonna go for this coming week. We're gonna do that new Chris Hemsworth Thor, whatever his name is, movie on Netflix. Extraction.
Yes. Okay, good. I'll try and watch it too, and we can discuss it amongst ourselves.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard really good things. So it's about time we sit down and watch it. It's been out for a couple weeks. So
Excellent. You guys catch
Perfect.
Matt's podcast. It's called The Real Film Nerds. Matt, thanks for chatting with me this morning on Magic. I appreciate it.
yeah, thank you, Lisa.
You bet.